If you don't want to pay, you're sassy. Oh, you want to argue me about the bill? You don't want to pay? Why are you being so sassy for?
And watch the question.
No. Didn't change it up. You're being feminine now. You're being feminine.
Oh, now I'm being feminine.
You see? Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
be as masculine as possible. I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna make sure I make a loud scene. I'm gonna say, yo, this whole place is garbage. It's trash. I see roaches on the floor.
And what do women call modern man?
Sassy. You know, I said to that. I'm gonna take my sassy behind up, and I'm getting up out this seat. You about to go wash dishes for the rest of the night.
But that is what they're calling sassy. Because my thing is, apparently, the generation before us, those quote unquote men would have just paid the bill because that's what a man does.
Welcome back to the Conscious Connection. We're keeping the lines of communication open. My name is Marquis C. Copper.
And I'm Javon Moore.
And let's get into it.
So today's topic is actually a really interesting one. We'll be talking about women and men's relationship with women. So I like to get my main here's opinion first.
Relationship with women, but how so though?
So all right. So let's just get right into it. Right. I feel like when you have a relationship with women, it's one of two relationships, right? Either friendship or a romantic relationship. Now, there's a whole bunch of gray areas within those two categories, but those are the two main categories. And what establishes those categories is basically how you establish your relationship with women. And women are treacherous with those two guidelines, man. They can make gray out of gray. They can make so many gray lines. It's insane.
Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
So just know,
listen,
don't treat us like we food. We are friends.
No, listen, because I can give you a story on how I played jump rope with that line. Let's get into it, right? So this was probably back, I would say 6th or 7th grade, right?
That's where a lot of stories happen, to be honest.
Yo, puberty, bro. 6th or 7th grade, right? And there was this girl. I won't say her name, but there was this girl, and we had a fight on the bus. I was sleeping, and I was tired, and I was blacking out a little bit, and she kept poking me. And I kind of just like blacked it out. And when I came back, they were kind of just like, "Yo, you and her fought." And I was just like, "What?" Just like, "Yeah, like you and her, y'all went at it." And as soon as we got back, she went to the dean and told the dean everything.
Time out. This is how you know you're not in a public school. You could tell this is not a hood spot because we don't got deans. We got principals. Continue.
Yes, sir. Dean Kane, sir.
A whole dean, and went to the dean, and he pulled me out of math class. And report all the way down, and she was sitting there. And as soon as I saw her, immediately I knew what it was about. Immediately. And I was just like, oh, there's no way, you snitch. Anywho, so we sat down and went through this whole thing, and he was just like, listen, I don't really want to call your parents, but if y'all can work this out right here and promise that don't happen, we'll move on. And I was just like, I'm scared because my mother don't play, so I'm just like, yeah. I listen, we can move on from it. And I guess she was just like, yeah, I'm fine. And he was just like, see, who knows, maybe in a year or two now, y'all be dating. I was just like, never.
Oh,
I said, you've lost your mind. I will never in my life see this woman again.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Fast forward, I think it was, if this was 6th grade, then the next year, 7th grade, I was dating that girl. And it was the most complicated understanding of what a relationship was.
When Hey Arnold finally gave Helga a chance, and that's what happens.
Listen, when I say the complication of this relationship was because I was all heads over heels for her, and she was using me to make her ex-boyfriend jealous.
Oh, she pulled the Everybody Hates Chris?
She was using me to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. And I was extremely nerdy at that time. I was extremely nerdy. So I was like waving at her like this. I was like it was bad. And as soon as her ex-boyfriend showed interest, because for some reason he kept feeling like he wanted to compete with me over everything else. So once I started dating her and he felt like, oh well, that's one thing I could beat him in, she let that happen, and she dropped me and went back to him. And that was like a continuing cycle for that whole year. Like he would again break up with her, she'll come back to me, and again I'm nerdy as ever. Okay, hi. And all throughout seventh grade until I think like ninth grade or eighth grade, where I was just like cut that cycle down, and I just cut all ties. I'm like, I'm not talking to this woman. I'm good. And that's when she showed interest. And what ended up happening was I had a friend that she started showing interest in, and he started showing interest in her. And guess what she did?
Start dating your friend.
No. He asked her out, and she came to me and said, hey, listen, your friend just asked me out, but I would like to try with you again. And if you say yes, I will tell him right now no. I looked at her and I walked away. And I went to my friend and I said, listen, you just asked her out, didn't you? And he said, yeah. I was just like, okay, understand. She just came to me and she just said that she would like to try again with me. Now, do with what you want with that information. He said, okay. He ended up dating her by the end of that day.
Bruh.
Opportunist.
He ended up dating her by the end of the day. And I'm just like, listen, I did my part as a friend. You know, I came to you. I told you what the situation was. What you did after that, that's honestly on you. I learned my lesson from whatever she was. You apparently need to learn yours. And he has not. He has not. I still follow him on Instagram to this day, and they are still together.
What?
And that cycle I was telling you about, he's going through that cycle for years since junior high school. And I know that because I'm keeping updated with their life. I listen. I don't like being a part of drama, but watching it is hilarious. But yeah,
They make shows for people like you. It's called Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, the Real Housewives of all these different places. I'm waiting for the Real Housewives of Newark. That's gonna be crazy.
but there was a point of me saying that story. The point of me saying that story is basically the fact that women control that whole aspect of relationship. Men don't control if they get friend zoned. Men don't control if they take that friend zone to another level. Women control that, and no offense, but they abuse it.
Hey, no offense.
No offense.
They abuse it hard body, where it's just like you have all this power, and yet you want to do with it like that. That's crazy. So you know what? You know what? All men get together, and what do? We're just like, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna. And then guess what that starts? The Sassy Man apocalypse.
Please explain the Sassy Man apocalypse. I know we're gonna talk about it eventually, but what does that actually mean?
Oh my god, the Sassy Man apocalypse.
That sound weird, bro.
My thing is, it was given a title by a woman because apparently us men are sick of these women's shenanigans. So basically, as a quote unquote, as a man is supposed to do certain things, right? So if you and a girl go to a restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. Now she invites you out to go eat.
She expect you to pay.
Straight up. So she invites you out to go eat, right? You had no intentions on going out to eat today. She comes to you and she's just like, hey, listen, why don't we go out to eat? You're just like, okay, cool, no problem, right? Y'all go out to eat and you have something real small because you just ate, right? You didn't expect to go out to eat. You just ate, right? So you have something real small, maybe like a salad or something, maybe some lemon water. She getting a burger, fries, cheesesteak, dessert, right? Bill comes. and she just slide that bill over to you, right? And in your mind, you're just like, oh, that's completely unreasonable. I'm not paying for this. First of all, it wasn't my idea to go out. Second, I didn't really order anything but a salad because I'm not even hungry. And then you invited me out, ordered one of the most expensive things on the menu, and then expect me to pay. I'm not doing that.
And you just friends at this point?
Oh yeah, you're just friends.
Oh.
And, no. And guess what? If you don't want to pay, you're sassy. Oh, you want to argue me about the bill? You don't want to pay? Why are you being so sassy for? Why are you being sassy?
You know, I said to that. I'm gonna take my sassy behind up, and I'm getting up out this seat. You about to go wash dishes for the rest of the night.
But that is what they're calling sassy. Because my thing is, apparently, the generation before us, those quote unquote men would have just paid the bill because that's what a man does.
No, that's what a simp does. And we don't advocate simp culture.
That's what a man does, right? He's just, and you know what's so funny? 50 Cent said this quote when he was on a Jimmy Fallon show, right?
Uh-oh.
Because first of all, 50 Cent is the wisest man out right now. I'm sorry, he is. They asked him a question, and they was just like, "So listen, you and a woman go to eat, right? Who pays?" You know what 50 Cent said? Whose ever idea it was to go to eat. Women don't agree with that.
If we're just friends, there's no reason why I should be paying for the whole meal. It's like when two bros go out to eat, right? If we were like, "Hey, yo, bro, I need to get some stuff off my chest. You might go to the bar or something, go get a drink, get some food." Like, I mean, for me, I feel like if there's something like that happens, I don't mind paying for my bro, because you know what? He gonna pay for me later anyway. I already know that goes both
Facts.
ways. That goes without saying. We treat each other out. Pause. No Diddy. You know, we just do that naturally, right? We look out for one another. But when you have a feminine friend or female friend that will look for that, I feel like that's so wrong. You can't force a man to be a gentleman when that's not your role. You can't expect a wife's treatment if you're not even a girlfriend. You're just a friend.
But now you're being sassy. You got to relax.
That's not sassy.
You're being sassy.
Like you said before with the whole ick thing a couple episodes ago. Why is it when a man puts his foot down, it's an ick or it's something being sassy? Meanwhile, when a woman puts her foot down, she expects all these extra privileges. That's not how that works. If that's the case, I'm going to take my sassy behind with my sassy wallet, and I'm getting up out of this room. You're going to sit here and have to go to that kitchen and go and watch.
No. Didn't change it up. You're being feminine now. You're being feminine.
Oh, now I'm being feminine?
You see,
So I'm going to be
yeah.
as masculine as possible. I'm going to blow up. I'm going to make sure I make a loud scene. I'm going to say, yo, this whole place is garbage. It's trash. I see roaches on the floor, even though ain't no roaches. You know what? You're going to pay your own bill. Get out of here. Bye. Is that masculine enough for you? Do I got to be angry and overly overt just for no reason?
Oh no, CC. But that's the thing. It's not about your disposition. It's about quote unquote an attitude that you have.
The attitude I have.
Your attitude is sassy because you're arguing back. That's what it is. You're arguing back when you're not supposed to argue back. You're supposed to just sit there and take it.
Right? The definition of argument insists a struggle. I don't struggle. It ain't gonna be no struggle for me to do that. It's not gonna be no argument. It's not gonna be, oh, I'm paying the bill. Well, no, you are paying the bill. No. I'm paying mine. I won't even say that to her. I'll open up the bill, put my portion in there, close it, hand it to my dude, and say, bro, she paying for her own, and I'm walking out.
But see now, later on, you're gonna get a whole bunch of text messages. You're gonna be you didn't want to pay me. That was so disrespectful. All this stuff. You're being sassy.
You know what I do?
All that extra stuff.
Contact. Ooh, block.
See, and now again, he's acting like a woman now.
Acting like a woman.
He's blocking me. Because I want him to pay for the meal that he was supposed to pay for anyway. Oh yeah, you're acting completely like a woman.
There's only 4 kinds of women that get free meals from me. My mama, my wife, and I ain't married. My girl, I don't got no girl, and my kids. My sister, maybe. Maybe. My sisters, maybe. If I feel like, you know what, this is something I don't mind doing, I don't mind. But my mama, my grandma in that same era, my auntie, y'all can fend for yourselves. My sister, maybe. My sisters, maybe. My nieces, yes. Right? My kids, yes. But other than that, if you ain't involved in any kind of that circle, I'm not just gonna pay because you expect me to pay. That's not how that works. My mama is the type to grab the bill and pay it before anybody else does. Why? Because she knows everyone takes care of each other. But if someone is leeching off of you, and it's a one-sided equation, like to go back into that, right? If it's your female friend, and this time she may be looking for you to do it, but she does it all the time where she's like grabbing the bill and she does it herself, I don't mind. That's nothing. I look, you always trying to do that, because I know women who do that. They're always trying to not show equality, but showing that they're not looking for anything, no handouts. They just want to, take care of things. So hey, if she goes and reach for the bill and she reaches for it in the sense of trying to pay, I'm like, wow, I want to pay next time. Like, I don't mind paying next time. But if every time the bill come, you looking at the bill, then looking at me, I'm looking at the bill and looking at you, and we looking at each other, and we're like, well, if I'm paying this, what's the point?
So here's my question right now, right? How do you avoid being friend zoned by women?
You setting up those boundaries.
What boundaries are you talking
One
about?
person once told me that if your goal is not to pursue her, treat her as if she's a stranger to you. So like with a stranger, if a stranger's getting their purse, a woman who's a stranger, if someone's trying to rob her purse, you don't mind saving her. You don't mind helping her. As long as she don't say, well, I don't need no help. Well, it didn't seem like that when you was on the floor getting beat. But, but when it comes to a stranger like that, you don't mind helping in that instance, right? If a woman has groceries, there's too many groceries, about to drop them, I don't mind grabbing the groceries and bringing them in. I don't mind doing that because that's a part of chivalry. Chivalry is part of the piece. So, but you can't get chivalry, right? And people say chivalry is dead. It's not dead. It's just that you want to force chivalry instead of letting it come natural. A man who naturally cares about you is going to show chivalry. He's going to show a sense of gentleman-like conduct.
Well, see, here's what I think is, right? Because they want to talk about how chivalry is dead, but don't want to talk about the qualities that produce that chivalry from men.
Correct.
Right? Because there was qualities that drew that chivalry out of men at that time that are no longer here.
Correct.
And listen, this is going to be a very controversial statement. Feminism is what killed chivalry. That's the whole topic. Feminism killed chivalry.
I partly agree.
Partly agree in what way?
And I agree in the sense that creating the independent spirit, which is part of feminism, is what killed chivalry. I don't need no man for do nothing. I don't need no man for that. Well, I gotta grab my groceries. I'm capable of carrying my own groceries, right? And you get a bunch of women who do that, but then there's women that are like, oh wait, can someone help me? There is an inflation of people who exhibit that overly feministic way. That's a big word. There are people who do that, and they ruin it for the ones who are not like that. Because a lot of people think, because they watch all these different podcasts and these different things that say, oh, there's no good like modern woman out here. All these modern women are the same. That's not true. There's quite a few women who are not like that whatsoever. However, there's an inflation of women who do think that way, and they overshadow the girls who don't. The same way that, yes, there is a lot of guys out there that no longer hold the door for you. There's a lot of guys out there that will no longer open the door for you when you're on a date with him. There are a lot of guys who no longer pull the chair out from under you and prop it underneath you to go sit down at dinner. There are guys who won't do these chivalrous things, but at the same token, those guys overshadow the ones that do. And there are way more modern women out here than there are modern men out here. And that's a hard topic. That's a hard one. But there are way more modern women out here than there are modern men out here. There's a lot more men that look for beautiful instinctive qualities. Versus there are a lot of women out here that don't want instinctive qualities. They want three things. They want that money, they want that elevation, and they want that status.
Message.
You know why I think that is? Why there's more traditional men than there is traditional women? Because being a traditional man asks less of you than being a traditional woman.
Correct.
Being a traditional woman asks a lot, and because women don't want to do that, then they cancel it out. It's too much. That job is gone. We don't want to do that no more. But my thing is, then you can't ask for the reciprocal of it. traditional. It's all math. Let's do the addition. A traditional woman equals a traditional man. A modern woman equals.
Did he?
Oh my god. A modern woman equals
Drake?
a modern man. And what do women call modern man?
Sassy. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
You did that. I see how you did that.
There you
said
go.
You call it sassy.
Math it up.
That math ain't mathing, bro.
No, my thing is because at the end of the day, it's true. The relationships with women have changed over the years.
Yeah,
but
they have.
It changed because of how men don't have control over the relationship unless a man is, again, doing his boundaries. But rather than that, women control the relationships that men have with them.
The thing about it is, right, somebody said this recently. They said, if you want to be in a really good relationship, you got to find a woman who is into you way more than you are into her. Not that you're not into her, but she's into you in a sense where you know she's going to stick by you. She's not trying to lose you. She sees the value who you are as a man is not trying to lose you. Cut to going back to the whole modern women thing, right? About how modern women are trying to find men with money, status, right? And ability to provide this sense of empowerment, right? These are things that they're looking for, right? What do you think those men are looking for? Those men are looking for women who are loyal, who are traditional, really, right? You can't be a nickel out here looking for a dime. That's not how that works. And it's not a sense of what you're looking for. Mind you, that is a lyric from Statistics, a song by Life Jennings. Please go listen to it. It's a great song. But you can't be a nickel out here looking for a dime. You cannot expect a payload of all of these different things that you're looking for, but you're offering me chump change. You can't do that. That's not that math. Like, again, that math ain't mathing. That's not how that works. So when you got all these traditional men over here, yeah, they're not making six figures, but guess what? They're hardworking individuals that are able to provide for themselves. They're able to keep themselves in order, keep themselves up, and do all these things, even if they struggle. Right? Yeah, you may not have it as easy as if you were with these guys, but even with these guys, if you don't meet those criteria, they're kicking you to the door, and they know they can do that
Immediately.
They know they can do that. You know, and you can't say, oh, I'm settling for someone over here. Love is not a settle. Love is a reason and a why. A reason for loving them and a reason why you want to stay.
You hear those bars? No Kendrick. All right. No. On that same topic. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be friend zoned as a man, like you said, it's all about setting boundaries. Because at the end of the day, a woman will only treat you as badly as you allow her to. I'm going to say that again. A woman will only treat you as badly as you allow her to. And basically what that means is if she's calling you, oh my goodness, I have a story, and it just sprung up like crack.
If you ever talk to me like that, I will drop you like a bad habit.
I will drop you like a bad habit.
I have a story, right? So, I had this friend, right? He was Mr. Simpity.
Been simping,
Simpity, right? And basically, he followed this woman like a dog, like not a dog, a puppy. Like, he loved this woman to death. He would cook for her. She already established she was not interested. She established, listen, it's never gonna happen.
Strike one.
They were together. They were together at some point, and then they broke up. And he held out hope, and she was just not interested. He cooked for her. He listened to her.
Strike two.
He did anything. She told him to jump. He said, "How high?"
Strike three.
And guess what ended up happening? She went for another guy. She had a baby by another guy.
Ooh.
And he ended up completely heartbroken. And it honestly, at that point, it's only his fault. Because at the end of the day, she established her boundaries. She established what she wanted. And what he do? He held out hope. Now, as a man, if a woman tells you exactly how she feels and she tells you where she stands, you need to trust that she knows what she's saying. Especially if you ain't got no game. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, there's a new one coming every 15 minutes. That's all I got to say.
And crazy thing is, when she established if she established how she feels about you, she said, listen, I'm not interested. You have everything to gain by setting that boundary and not treating her as if she was your girlfriend. Why? Because if you let that go, only two things can happen. One, she really wasn't interested, and my thing is that separated you from her, so you can emotionally heal and you can move on. Second, she was fronting, and as soon as she was fronting, and as soon as you just like, okay, that's how you feel, peace be among you. You let her go, and now she's chasing after you now because she realized, oh my goodness, you know what? Now that he's out my life, I do want him. You have everything to gain. But if she established that this will never happen, everything to gain by being like, I trust you on that. Damn. Peace.
You got to work on yourself. Forget what Ozempic did. Do some push-ups. Get a gym membership.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He hopped on the Ozempic trade. The Ozempic.
Yeah, but I think to kind of round this out, it is interesting the position that women are in, right? The position women are looking for the best they can find. And there are those who understand the best they can find is not a subject. It's strictly subjective. It's not objective. It's not something like, oh, I got to get the strongest, the fastest. It's not like back in the day. It's not like that in a sense. It's more of who is the best I can find for me. It's like when you're buying a piece of technology equipment, like a camera, right? You may buy a camera that may work for what you're doing. You're not doing all this extra stuff. So you may get a simple camera and it works. But then you may be someone who's interested in actual professional photography and you may have to get something a little stronger. Someone will say, okay, that stronger camera is better, but really, what do you need it for? Is it necessarily better or is it better for you? So when it comes to people, when it comes to the boundaries that you set, that person, if they give you your answer, the answer is no. You can do the whole ask someone 3 times and get that answer, but I'm going to be honest. Your heart is the only thing that's going to be broken in that process. Your heart is what you're holding on your sleeve, and they're going to rip that sleeve off with no hesitation. So you've really got to look at it from the perspective of that person set a boundary with you. Because when women set a boundary with you, take it serious. Don't think, oh, she's going to change her mind one day. Don't hold out hope for that. Don't hold out hope for someone who's looking for her own interests.
Listen, when someone shows you who they are, trust them.
Believe them.
That's it.
Believe them.
Believe them. There's nothing to argue about.
No, don't make excuses.
There's nothing to argue about.
Don't make excuses for them. Believe them when they tell you who they are. When they show you who they are. Believe them. 100%.
And that's why you stay away from women who friend zone men. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're interested in a woman, she shouldn't have friends.
I can't.
I'm joking.
Well, I would say that I would prefer if women, if you understand that man is not for you, let him go. Let him go. Let him go if you understand he's not for you. I don't care if, he gives me attention. I don't care. Like, let him go. Be mature enough to do that. Let somebody go. And
don't
you gotta
be
be
a
mature
Jenny
enough to let yourself go. Even if you got some sort of emotional attachment, let yourself go. Mm-hmm. Let yourself go. Work on yourself. Yeah, that person possibly could come chasing after you. But be honest with you, by the time you level up, you ain't going to be thinking about her. You got someone else who be looking at you and might have been looking at you the whole time. And you may look in that direction. And that's exactly what you need.
But again, this is one man's opinion. We're not here to ruin any lives.
2 man's opinion, and the government was not entered into this conversation.
Government was always entered into this conversation. It's always the government's fault.
I have not confirmed or denied the allegations set forth before us by Mr. Moore over here. I'm not a troublemaker. I don't start no trouble. But if you need someone to snitch, I will snitch real quick. 1-800-SNITCH. Gotcha. But like we always say, what do you think?